Hello everyone. So today we'll be looking at review and expectation for the next week, upcoming week. So I'll be reviewing NASDAQ or NQ. This is what I'm currently trading. So yeah, so I'll be reviewing only this. This is the only pair that I'm trading. So roughly on the monthly time frame, we'll start from high to the low. I can see here you're having this bullish fair value gap where price retraced bullish monthly bullish fair value gap. So right there the gap, and you can see price very lower, rejected a bit, then this month started all the way just pushing above from this rejection. So this is already showing me this, since also today is, let's see, 16th of August. I'm not, it is mid-month, so I'm not expecting so this price to retrace all the way back. It's possible, but expectations or probability wise is very low, so I'm expecting this to be a bullish month as well, to clear out these failure swings up here. So this will be the previous monthly high as the minimum target, low hanging fruit, previous monthly high, and we're having all-time highs at the final target above here. So that on the monthly shows me this is a bullish price action, and on the weekly here what I can see is same stuff. We had a bit of consolidation here. We swept the low of this consolidation, and we are also inside the monthly fair value gap, monthly bullish fair value gap. So I'm expecting further high prices. We do have targets here, as you can see, a lot of failure swings being left to the high. So people are like shorting this to the low. So we're going to take them out. So these are just resting orders above. So all of this we can term it as buy side liquidity. So that is the weekly time frame. So let's break it down furthermore. We're having here a fair value gap, a bullish fair value gap, bullish fair value gap, weekly. This is the weekly bullish fair value gap. This is monthly. This is bullish now, a weekly now. So in the weekly fair value gap, you can see we set this low, the second low, 1, 2, 3. This is the kind of 3. So what I'm expecting, since we closed above this previous candle's high, I'm expecting further prices to the upside. So I'm expecting the next week to be bullish as well, but I'll be like watching the reactions above previous monthly high. Anything is possible due to this expansion. So we may take that previous monthly high, retrace back to the weekly fair value gap. Then for further continuation, will this take place within the next week? I don't know. So we're just framing the narrative and expectations that we'll be having for the bullish upside, as well as noting just anything that may happen and resulting to changing of direction, because I'm just trading day wise. I'm not like swing trading. No, I'm inter. I enter within day, closing within a day. So yeah, intraday trading. So this is the weekly fair value gap, and we have this. We can mark the 0.5 here of previous week. So what I'm expecting is price for the next week, the week to be formed above this premium area here, above this 0.5. So right here, I'll be looking at this area to be traded, and on the daily, you can see here, we do have failure swings down here, but due to this expansion series, I'm just expecting further upside unless I've been told otherwise on the next week. So is there anything that I can mark on the weekly? Yeah, we have previous weekly high. So I can mark that out, previous weekly high. And what I can mark out is previous weekly low, previous weekly low. time frame, what I can see, I'm having a daily fair value gap within this upper portion where I'm expecting the previous weekly low to be formed. It's permissible to trade a little bit lower, it's okay, but not lower to the extent of breaking everything down here, breaking like PD arrays formed. So this is the farthest, at this point is the farthest I want to see price trade. So this is the daily fair value gap. Let's mark this out. Bullish, daily bullish fair value gap. And another thing to mark out in here is this previous weekly high is also a previous daily high. So I can mark this out. Previous weekly high and previous daily high. Let's mark that out. And also we have previous daily low. Previous daily low. So another thing what I can notice is, as we know, first let's start just for simple stuff here. So as we know, for a candle to be formed, since we're having a bullish expectations on the weekly time frame here, so for this next candle to be formed, the first thing that I'll be expecting is we open, we trade lower from the wick of the candle, and we trade high, we retrace a bit, then we close. So this is the candle for the next week as I'm expecting it. So where should I target to look for setups is around, around down here. So I'm not like holding a week throughout the whole week at this really high, but I'm just having this narrative in my mind as I want to see price trading lower before going high. So trading lower to where? This is my invalidation point, this midpoint just around here. So this is my validation point. So I want to see price remain above this blue area here, or we can say premium area. And on the daily wise, let's clear this out. So this is just expectation. And on the daily wise, what I want to see is, on daily wise, we have this candle tool here, you can see on Friday. So this also meets that expectation of I want to see the next week. The next week needs to start by trading lower, maybe like Monday, trading inside here, Tuesday form the candle tool, trade high, or Monday manipulate, Tuesday trading high, Wednesday, and maybe Thursday, and we can have TJF on Friday. Something like that is what I'm expecting. So with that in mind and having this candle tool closure, this already give me that expectation that for the next, like Monday, it can either consolidate and not take this side nor this side, or we can take it to trade it on Tuesday high, or we can consolidate Tuesday manipulate to trade high. So those are my expectations. So if I can like draw stuff in here, so I'm expecting Monday to be like that. So it may open, sweep this low, and close somewhere there maybe, and Tuesday coming, respecting the week of Monday to trade high, and Wednesday I'm expecting to continue high, and Thursday maybe we can have another continuation, and Friday we can now have that sweep of the previous day low to trade lower. Something like that is what I'm expecting for the next week. So this will be like that, the gray one. So this is what I'm expecting for the next week. This is like the week for Monday. Monday week. Let me take I think roughly you just understood me there. My expectation for the previous week to be formed throughout the day. So this is my target so far for Monday. And so when I drop down in 4 hour, we also have a bullish fair value gap in here, as you can see in 4 hour. So this is another conference that showed me this blue area will hold for the next week. Low to be formed before trading to the upside. So let's keep this as gray. So this is a bullish 4 hour fair value gap. Bullish 4 hour fair value gap. So I'm expecting everything to be held inside this gray box in here. So expecting a weekly low to be formed in here. So expecting a weekly low to be formed in here. So yeah. So it's permissible to trade a little bit lower. It's okay, but where I'll be looking more and focusing is at the liquidity. So in 1 hour, really, I'm not like looking stuff that much. So from 4 hour here, after marking that fair value gap in 1 hour, I can see the same stuff. We have this giant fair value gap here. So yeah, I'll just drop down straight to like 15 minutes maybe. So nothing really right here. What I can see is we're having these lows respecting this low. So this is liquidity for us. Okay, let's drop down in 5 minutes here. So in 5 minutes, we have this candle in here. So people will be buying from inside this candle trade price high, as you see here. So what I'm expecting price to reverse from for the next weekly low is, so this expectation to be met. What I want to see is first to sweep this low. So this is the minor previous daily low. You can say just let's leave it like that. So this down here is a previous daily low, and this was that kind of two sweep, and this up here is a previous. Now let's log that one and take this one, put it up there, and this one above is previous daily high right there, and previous weekly high. So what I'm expecting for the next week is price to trade lower. So trade lower, sweep this previous daily high. Also, it is permissible even to sweep this low here because a lot of people will be sweeping. Remember, the market to move higher or up, it need to take liquidity, it need to take some orders, it need to more liquidity to be taken to inject that one-sided move. So I need to see first we sweep these lows, then trade low high. Or I can look reaction at in this candle. So let me drop down in 1 minute and see how did we form this low. Okay, it's kind of like liquidity sweep trade high, so everything is possible. Okay, because we swept, remember, like we swept in here, fake, we swept again, fade to the upside. So it is possible that we may not sweep this low, but I'll just note in mind that everything is possible in this market. So I'll just mark this also out as minor sell side liquidity. This, so also let me mark this fair value gap here as this may be the ICT 2022 model, like price trading back to the fair value gap after sweeping liquidity, trade high. So everything is possible. I'm just putting this in my mind, like to see the reaction within the extend to the right. And I'll put this 1 minute bullish fair value gap. And background, let's put it green. Okay, so this is 1 minute and to the right side. Okay, so let's see. So we can see here this fair value gap was already reused inside here, but everything is possible. Price, as I'm expecting, price to come back and sweep once more these lows. You can see a lot of lows rejecting this low. So this shows me like we are injecting more liquidity down here. So yeah, this is my expectation for the next week. What I want to see is something like this. So Monday, what I'm expecting, oh, there's new week gaps opening, so maybe like that and just hang in there. Okay, and sweep right there. That is Monday expectations, something like that. Or we can just consolidate, not taking anything. We can take this. It's possible maybe we can take this and really not showing any further reaction. So I'll just know that we're injecting more liquidity to the downside to come and take this low. And then, so if this scenario A happens, change the color. If scenario A happens, then I'm looking forward to trade on Tuesday. So I'll be just monitoring price. Like trading only through New York time. So I'm trading only this hour around here. This candle, I mean. Sorry. So I'm only trading within New York station. So I'll be looking like what did in Monday. I'll be looking like what did Asia do and London do. So if I see Asia we like consolidated and London consolidated, just putting more liquidity in here, then I look forward straight to the downside on like New York here. Or price can come all the way up, sweeping previous weekly and daily high, trading lower. So it'll be like chopping to the upside, taking this, then flashing all the way back on Tuesday, reversing, then all the way back up. So everything is possible. So if Monday trade like this, then Tuesday is bullish. If we consolidate, then I'm looking forward to manipulate on Tuesday to continue high. And if Monday and Tuesday nothing happens within this range, of which is not possible Monday and Tuesday to be just chopping all the way, it is possible also we'll be looking how things are delivered. So something to put in mind is only for bullish idea, everything is expected to be done within this gray candle. So if anything happens, like if you trade it like really low, we come to these lows, to take these lows down here. So further prices to the downside will be expected, and I'll just cancel my narrative to the upside and change my bias to the downside. Simple like that. But for my bias to be changed to the downside, I need at least to see we sweep previous weekly high. These you can see a couple highs over here stacked. So I want to see like a nice sweeping trade lower. If that will not happen, then we'll be just trading cautiously and having in mind that we need to lower our sizes and trade accordingly. The risk management we have also these lows and equals this out. So these are just targets for if only and only if the bias is changed to the lower side, which you can see around this gray box area. So that's pretty much it for the next week. I'm expecting higher prices. So yeah, my A plus for the next week will be like that. Price need to sweep these lows and trade to the upside. Not very much at this minus L side, maybe even just sweep this low, previous daily high, to continue high. But if I see this, then this is pretty much more I like it. Like to sweep all this and then trade high. Yeah, so we'll see. So these are my expectations. But something also to note is I'll be looking at these areas, previous weekly high and previous monthly high, and looking at the reactions. Though I'm really convinced about the previous monthly high to trade lower. So just a retracement, not like a reversal, just a retracement. So I'll be also looking at this point as well. So that's pretty much for this review and expectations for the next week. See you on Monday. Thank you so much. Adios.